Okay, exuberant Monday. We see you. Okay, I can see Mother Lindley, Latanya. Okay, glad you all came in. Real. We are still testing everything, but I still have something to say. Want to bring you something, but please, if you can, make sure that you go over to YouTube and make sure you join over there on YouTube. It's LSOG Community. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to put that in the link. Anytime you see that, I think we put it out. How you doing, Minister Duke? Okay. We're coming over, and I'm just going to be on real quick, but I wanted to do a test. One, it seemed like it's much better down here. We were trying to figure out why we keep losing our connections, and it seemed as though I would need to move the studio a little closer to the router. I think we're a little bit too far. Good evening. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to be on both Facebook and YouTube, but we are trying to make sure that everybody get over to YouTube to that, because this Restream software does much better. We can do a lot of different things with it that we're trying to program now. Different slides and different things that's coming. Okay. So how your Monday? Hey, if anybody want to test something, hey, if you braid tonight, I can send you a link. And if I got your number, I think, I don't know who on, I may put it out here, put it in the, I'm gonna see if I can put it in the feed. I'm gonna put this link in the feed, and you hit that and see if you can join. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna put it out there and see. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can do it that way. If not, I need somebody to send me that number, and then I can probably do it that way. Let me see what I can do, guys. Let's see. This is really fun for me. All right, let me see. Um, Let me see what I did earlier today. So bear with me. And if you challenge, I know some folks say, hey, my hair, I asked my daughter, she told my hair wasn't right. I know I might have catch some people, you got to have your hair right. But if not, let me see. Um, this one may work. Let's see. Let me see if I can do. Oh, I don't want to go myself. Hold on. I don't want to go that far. I just want to copy it. Let's see if we can copy this thing. All right. No, I don't want to go. It's taking me there, but I don't want to go there, guys. I don't want me to go there. I want you to go there. All right. Seems like it's not letting me do what I want to do. Now taking me there. Okay. Let me do something else there. I'm gonna have to try to do something else. Okay. While we have you though, I ain't want to keep you too long while we testing. But I want to make sure everyone kind of understand what we're doing for the month of November and this uh, way of giving that we're trying to do. And so you'll know when we ask people to give or the community to give, we go into prayer and we're trying to make sure that there's some spirituality around it or purpose. It's just not for you just necessary to give, especially when we do something like this. And before we had pretty much 4 times a year that we would give, that we try to, promote. And one of them was first fruit. So as long as you stay here with the ministry and with this platform, you will hear us talk about first fruit. And that's at the beginning of the year where we ask um, each member to give just 1 week of your pay, your paycheck, just 1 week of it, whatever amount that is. Okay. And it's done out of the spirit of the principle that you give God the first of the harvest. And then you thank him and trust him for the rest of the year. We also do a silver offering. We would do a silver atonement offering. That was led because around Easter, you think about it, you don't. We celebrated a lot of different ways, saying Easter speeches or egg hunts and things of that nature. But we want to kind of say, okay, what is it's all about? So actually, the scriptures tell you about a silver offering, and that was called an atonement offering. And that atonement offering, everyone from the age from 18 on up had to give the same amount of silver. So what we do with the silver offering around Easter, what we call Resurrection Sunday, um, we would take the amount of the cost of silver at that time, whatever rate per ounce it is, we would take that, and then that's what we ask everyone to give the exact amount. So that one just to keep us um, spiritually aware that he paid the same price for all of us. Um, then we would go into later on the year. We would have what we would call a tabernacle offering, and the tabernacle offering was one that they did around about the month of November that they would bring to the tabernacle. So of course we're online, so we had to pray about it and say, okay, Lord, we don't have necessarily a building, um, physical building to give to the tabernacle. Um, how would we handle this? So the Spirit has laid upon our hearts to to just do it this way. It's a thankfulness. So for the whole month of November, we would do a thankful offering, right? And but the way to do it, how the Spirit is leading us to do it, is that every time you feel overwhelmed with Thanksgiving, that you would stop and then you give whatever's on your heart for this month. So I want us to take advantage of that because I do feel it would lead us to continue to follow the Spirit, to lean into the Spirit, and to move in the Spirit. Now, at the end of November, we will do a special prayer over those offerings, and you can note it in your notations. Like I did one today, and pretty much in your notes, just put thankfulness or thankful. Um, so no matter what amount it is, just make sure you just following the Spirit and make sure you are moving upon the unction, and uh, that's where I feel that we are at in this season. It's just to make sure we stay in tune to the Spirit and and then just giving thanks. Okay, so basically, that's one I wanted to make sure we came on tonight to kind of make sure that because I know on Sundays I kind of go through things kind of quick because we're trying to keep it within the hour slot. So I will be using the weekdays to do recaps to come back in and explain things a little bit more. If you need anything else, or if you're looking for something else, or would like for us to like talk about different topics or things, I'm just talking to my daughter about it. We planning on doing those things and throughout the week. So the main thing is just stay connected and look for your notifications and make sure you hit the notification. Just like tonight, some of you all, if you had hit the notification, it should have notified you that we was on. So we just try to make sure too everything is in order. The next thing I wanted us to kind of talk about and bring up is again November the 22nd. There's going to be a Friday night. Um, we have um, tickets left. Okay, and I know that we had set it for one date and then we changed and set it for that date, had to change it. And sometimes when you have to do that, people lose track of it. Um, so we want to make sure that everyone in the community, because I didn't really want to post this straight in the public. And so we want to make sure everyone in the community had opportunity to reassign your tickets and or those that didn't miss out, felt that they missed out the first time, you had an opportunity to go. Now, so it is still open. It's not full yet, but I'm praying by the end of the week it will be. And so if you haven't registered, go to our page, go stay in the community, and I put a link to Eventbrite. Okay, it's a link in there so that you can make sure you come. Now, this is a Friday night, and this again has been inspired by what we're trying to do here, and that is provide something different, right? But wholesome, fun, um, and do it in a way. And it's really led from the fact, we always get together and say, at funerals and homegoings, and we always get together. Hey, we need to get together then around this time. Well, this is what this is about. This bring all of us together because LSOG community is that's what it is. It's a community of us. It has nothing to do with your church affiliation. We're not asking you to move your membership. I know I had to talk to someone about it, and they asked, "What is it?" And I know it's different. And that's why we chose the name community than church, because we didn't want anyone to feel that we're trying to pull you from your local church and the place you love. And that's, hey, I'm a pastor, and I'm gonna tell you, having members that are loyal and dedicated to the ministry that you're doing, hey, I would never do anybody like that. I know how that is. being a pastor. So we don't want to pull you from anybody or from any ministry that you're working in. But what we do want to do though is have an addition, just add us to that. And that means that, when your church is not busy or your ministry is not busy, y'all not doing anything, come over to the community where you'll find other believers, other churches. You can, without calling it a place necessary for networking, but it can be. But I wasn't led to put it together necessary network. It was more so putting this together and doing what the scriptures have actually been saying. Um, I've been in ministry for now probably my whole life, and we say a lot of things, but we don't do it. We say we all are one body, but we don't act like it because certain churches associate with certain churches don't associate with that. Um, so we do a lot of things and say a lot of things, but to actually put it in practice is something that we're trying to do. Before I tell the Lord, before He called me home, I want to try to put in practice the things that I've been reading, the things I've been hearing in church, and that is we all are one body, and the church is universal. So don't feel like I told one member, she was at a church, and I said, I know how you feel. I know you don't want to feel like you neglecting your church or stepping out on your church, because that's how we've been made people to feel. So we don't want that. We don't want you to ever feel that way. I support that. Honestly, if there's something that we could do together with your ministry or the church that you had, that's what we're looking for. We have Mount Zion, Simpson Road. We post in that Floyd Chapel. We have Kingdom Life Transformation Center. That's an online ministry, though. The in-person ministry, those are the we have Uncle John, they House of Refuge. We post them in. We have, and they give. Actually, they support things that we do over here. We have other, and y'all sorry if I just did it off the cuff, but I think they are the major ones. Oh, we have First St. Paul in Madison, Georgia. First St. Paul. He's one that I post and will put in there, and we will share back and forth. Then we have our online ministries that come about, and what that is that all of us have different ministries and gifts. And the only thing LSOG is doing is just pulling that together to edify the entire body. And so there's no membership fee for the churches or the ministries that involve. We don't charge you membership fee or anything. You come in, we post you, we see that we have Shay Samuel, their ministry top. God is in everything. We'll be celebrating with them. So the concept of what we have is that you could come to LSOG community and you can find we're praying something, someone, or to keep you motivated and to keep you instructed. But we're not about like I say, these fees and these things. Matter of fact, I'm excited because on second Sundays like Mumford. Mumford is our musician. People always, because once we start sharing them, people thought something was wrong, right? It was like, are you and you and Tillman good? Because they would see him around town, and me and him would kind of laugh a little bit. And we was like, no, that is what the ministry about. The way our platform is, we can utilize different tools. We don't necessarily have to have a musician. Sometimes we can play music. We can overlay, and on those days we were led to just bless him to go bless others, and that's beautiful. We don't see it robbery. So that is what you have over here with LSOG. Just want to make sure that come out tonight so that you can understand what you're giving to, and your proceeds go to these events. Okay. So what you give here, um, you should see. So what you're giving when you donate here on this platform, um, you're giving to events, right? The first thing that we're going to use the proceeds, the major thing that we're going to use the proceeds toward is events. And then we're going to schedule. We're trying to do 4 events, one every quarter. So that'll be 4 events in a year. Then we try to throw in like things for the kids and things for the young adults. So we've been able to kind of target those things. Now, we will do charity work. So there's one thing that everybody know with us is that, just as much money, especially our food budget. And I was led by this years ago. If we spend so much money in food, then that's how much money we want to see go to charity. We want to see that budget just go there. So if we spend $10,000, let's say we spend $10,000 a year uh, to feed us, right, in events, then we're going to try our best to spend $10,000 in charity, supporting some type of charity. Um, we try our best to make sure that we're working with Black-owned businesses. I really love that. We try to go to Black venues. We try to deal with Black establishments and places. Um, Sometimes it's hard to do that because it depends on how large we're trying to do things. But we do try. We have our decorator. Love them. Our 360 person. She's been with us for a while. Our caterers. We now have two. Then we deal with our talents and people of that nature. So we've been able so far this year to give, to have circulated in the Black community. When we're looking at it right now, we're looking at roughly about $60,000, 60K. Last year, I think we did around about the same thing. So within 2 years, we done did like $120,000. Um, that's awesome for us because when you look at us and look how small we may be, for us to do that. Some people would say, why not spend that money in a building? And I'm gonna leave you all with this tonight. I was led not to necessarily right now move into a building because the things that we're doing, if you notice, a lot of churches have to do them inside of the building, right? They have to have events, and it's okay. We've been doing that for years. That's why the fellowship halls were built. Most churches in those times would build that fellowship hall. And what did that fellowship hall do? That fellowship hall allowed that community to come in and fellowship. They had a place that they could fellowship, that they can gather. But in this day and time, we're not restricted, right? So we can go a lot of places to fellowship. But not only that, and I'm being honest with you, I was just led not to necessarily use the sanctuary. That was the biggest part of me that was kind of dealing with me, because the sanctuary is now being used. I'm not saying, I'm old fashioned. I'm not saying right or wrong, but I'm just saying for me, right? They're becoming more production, more cameras, more streaming, they're becoming where we doing a lot more inside of them, inside what we call the sanctuary. And I've always been kind of really old fashioned about the sanctuary. I think the sanctuary should be the sanctuary. It just should be a place where certain things are done, certain programs are here, just certain things, right? So when you have to open that up to that, I was like, I don't know about that. So the Spirit gave us this ability to do this, and that is we come online and your place is your sanctuary, right? Wherever you are, that's your sanctuary. And then we're able to fellowship, like we're doing, and we're able to fellowship all over. So we don't have necessary, that restriction that would have would have bothered me, being being a pastor. It probably would have bothered me to say, okay, I'm bringing a comedian in, and the comedian is in the sanctuary. We in the sanctuary doing jokes and all that. Then it's the same sanctuary on Sunday. You want to turn into a holy ground. That wasn't with me. So as y'all continue to follow us, the Lord is moving that we will build. There are two things that I will say tonight safely, that I can say tonight safely. Um, uh, Mount Zion has property across the street from their church, and they are really going for trying to build a community center, and it's set right along with what God is doing with us. So I did talk to Big Brother and Big Sister and told them, hey, we would love to be a part of that, because that's the vision. The vision for us is to build community centers, or help build community centers. Um, and the other thing is, maybe, and I know we haven't seen that, but House of Prayers, probably mosque. I don't know how we're gonna do it yet, but a place where you can just go in and meditate. So I'm praying on that. It's like places of sanctity, places where you can just get, and meditate. Those are those things that I believe that we are definitely going to head to. Okay, so that's why I want to come on tonight and make sure you all get the message, get what we're doing, continue to give, continue to follow, and I'm gonna do it next week. Well, this week, look for us to go live again, and I'm gonna try my best to see if I can pull you all on. Okay, pull somebody on. I didn't have the link right, so I'm gonna try it again. Probably not tonight. Let y'all go. I'm gonna try it again, and then we'll see if we can pull somebody on while we testing this. Okay, while we testing this out. But I want to love you all, and hope that kind of got you a little bit to know what you're about and know where your money going. Okay. So that was my main thing, is to kind of make sure you know where your money going, know where we're trying to head to, and know that only a very small token of it goes to administration, myself, staff, workers. Is a very small token that goes out. The majority of it goes toward events, charity, and vendors, and all of that. So the more you give, the more we'll be able to do. And take you. I tell folks, we're going to take you there. So if you give, hey, we're going to do it. We're going to try our best to take you there. All right. Take you on a cruise or different things. Right. So just continue to support the ministry, and we'll continue to follow the Spirit. Okay. We love you, and we'll see you all this week.